welcome back. Day 3, free treatment. Okay, notes I don't need anymore. Cool. Welcome, welcome. So, hopefully, you're on your 3rd day of getting yourself out of pain. Got another 15 minutes for you coming today. If you're here, following, watching, whether it be live, whether it be in 6 months' time, doesn't matter. Okay, update me. How you doing? Okay, if you started the week out, started day 1 off, maybe you're watching this all together. Okay, and you're just going bam, 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 bam. Okay, whatever, however it works for you. Whatever works. How you doing? It's score 1 to 10. Where are you at? 10, brilliant. 1, shit. Probably somewhere in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe a 7 or an 8. Okay, where are you? What hurts? What's tight? What muscles are sore? What joints ache? Okay. And if it's everything, well, pick one, see where it's at. How's it doing? Just gonna angle that down a little bit so you can see me better. Yeah, how you doing? What you doing? Write that number down. Is it a 3? Is it a 4? Is it a 5? Okay. Is there some sort of movement or an exercise like a squat or reaching up or bending and turning or whatever that triggers it? How does that make it feel? So if you turn and go, oh, it's a 2. Okay, or because when you're sitting here it might be like a 4 or 5. Okay, general day to day it's kind of 4, 5, 6. It's fine. You turn 2. Really can't do that. Shouldn't do that. How does that feel? Okay, could be a squat, could be a lunge, could be turning, could be reaching, could be lifting, doing whatever. Something that would normally trigger you. Where is it? What is it? How does that feel? Give it a score. I'm going to crack on. Probably shut up for the next 15 minutes ish. Don't know if that's quite possible. It's weird because I'm talking to myself. If other people were here, I'd be listening. I'd be getting comments. So if you are here, live or otherwise, drop me a line. Say who you are, where you're from, what's your score. And then let me know again at the end. Okay, do that same movement that you've just done. Twisting, turning, bending, shaking. What comes first? Pain or the emotion associated with pain? What emotions do you have about pain? Anger, frustration, fear, anxiety. What came first? The pain or the emotions? Or the physiology, how you hold yourself, the posture, the habits, the habitual movement. What came first? Probably, here's what happened. Over time, you built a habit, physical habit, sitting down, turning, whatever. Whatever you do too often and your body is for some reason has not done it too well. It's caused an ache or a pain. Your movement has then changed, created a new habit, then maybe you got out of pain for a while, but there was that emotion. There was that emotion. You've changed how you move. Okay? Ache and pain comes back 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line. Same emotion comes back. Now what's the trigger? The trigger is now the emotion. So every time you feel that emotion, you feel that pain again. Okay? Could be localized, could be in your elbow, could be more general, could be your whole body, could be large parts of your body. It's interesting. Because I find, for the most part, that our physical behaviours are driven by our emotions. And our aches and pains, our physical aches and pains, our hurts, are therefore driven by emotions. So you need to clean the emotion, to deal with the emotion, and then the body will get better on its own. Start reading stories about, in books, written by proper authors, doctors, PhDs, all this kind of stuff, and they start talking about meditation, and they start talking about people who change their viewpoint on life, and all of a sudden their chronic disease, whatever that might be for them, eventually disappears. It takes a little while, it's not instant, might take 6 months, might take 3 months, might take a year, 2 years, 3 years, but the key for change is, more often than not, the emotion. You experience anxiety less. Anxiety creates this kind of physical posture. You experience anxiety less often. You are less anxious. Guess what? You get less neck tension. You get fewer headaches. You get better movement of the neck. Better digestion. Because if my head's all gnarled up like that, it puts my throat in the wrong position, and therefore that's going to pull on my stomach, and therefore that's going to have an effect on whether I get reflux or not, because my stomach is in slightly the wrong position, because it's been pulled in the wrong position mechanically, therefore pushes against my diaphragm a little bit harder, therefore there's less space in my stomach, therefore there's more likely acid is going to come up. It's not necessarily that, but you might have excellent posture and terrible indigestion. I don't know. Just explaining one way it might happen. But our posture is often driven by what emotion we generally feel. Here's a story. I was going to do a live about this on Facebook later, but hey, I'm going to talk about it now as a practice. There was a lot of stuff I didn't do because I was afraid of how it would hurt me, how it would make my injuries worse. Because I had injuries. I was in the army. I avoided doing a lot of stuff because I was worried that I would hurt myself. Anxiety created fear. Fear created an elevated level of cortisol, stress hormones, adrenal hormones. That then tightened up my muscles because my body was ready to flee, essentially flee from danger, even though there was no physical danger around me. It was an expected danger, a perceived, imagined danger in the future that was not even going to happen because I was never going to tick that box and say, yes sir, sign me up for that course. I never did it. So my body was primed for danger that wasn't there. So therefore my muscles were tight, therefore I got aches and pains. So the emotion drove, and I didn't feel scared, I didn't feel worried at the time, but looking back, with this level of knowledge now, that was there. That was there, the way I spoke, the way I thought, fear, anxiety, tightened my muscles, and I got Achilles tendonitis, and I had Achilles tendonitis for a long time. It was psychological. Initially, it started out as a physical problem. I remember when I was about 7 or 8, I was playing football, got a new pair of boots, went to training one week, and they had a very high kind of thing at the back. I haven't got any shoes on right now to show you, but they had a very high kind of bit around the heel, and it rubbed. And that was probably the start of it. So an actual physical response, so I had a lot of irritation, a lot of rubbing in the Achilles because of that. And then that was the start of Achilles problems, but then it became emotionally driven. I want to avoid football because football hurts, so I'll stop playing football. And then It started out when, okay, I was running. Fear. Okay? Fear of it always coming back. So, I don't know why I'm telling you that, because, hey, nobody's watching. But it helps me. The only reason I talk about anything really is because it's something I need to hear. Do you ever think about that? What you talk about is something you always need to hear. That's why people ignore you, Pete. They don't want to hear it. I'm the only one that wants to hear this. That's why the best conversation you have is always with yourself. I need to get out more. Right, okay, so we're like 10 minutes into treatment here. So, if you were with me at the start, okay, which you were because you weren't here live, okay, you're watching a recording, where were you on that scale of 1 to 10? Like just in general, okay, body, how does it feel? Okay, specific things, shoulder, elbow, knee, hip, whatever it might be. Was it a 4? Where is it now? Okay, might still be the same, okay, but what this does, what I'm doing, might be working on something that you're not thinking about right now, which is great, fine. Hey, so if you've got other stuff, test that out as well. How does your body just feel just moving around? What's your posture like when you stand up? When you do that movement, that might trigger an extra pain. So you move from that 4 or 5, which is your kind of normal state, to a 2 because you've moved in a certain way. Okay, you've lifted your arm up in a certain way, and that always hurts. How does that feel? Is that, so let's say it was my shoulder, normally just hanging at my side, it's a 5, I can feel it, there's a problem, I know there's a problem, it's a 5, it's not great. Okay, I move my arm, 2, painful. Okay. How is it now? Okay, when I go here, is it now a 3? Can I move it more? Is it a 4? Okay, or is the whole movement 5? Okay, everything's still a bit achy and a bit sore, but the actual movement doesn't go out. Food for thought. Right guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. How are you feeling right now? Is it better? Did the movements you were doing, do they feel better? Do they feel easier? Do they feel smoother? Can you move more? Okay, let's say it's rotation, okay, bending. Might be bending your arms, okay, might be flexing your wrists, okay, might be wriggling your fingers. Whatever it is, okay, jaw movement. Is there less tension in your jaw if you grind your teeth? Okay, is there all sorts of different things going on that you can do now that you couldn't do before? Does it all feel a little bit easier? Did you get gurgling, say that word properly, gurgling in your stomach? Okay, a relaxed sensation in your guts. Okay, that's a good sign. It means something's changed, something's moving, everything is relaxing. Happy days. Alright guys, don't know how many more I'm going to do of this, but I'm going to keep it. I enjoy doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Screw it. Okay, even if nobody's here, whatever. See you another time tomorrow, probably. Cheerio.